tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
9 has turned into 8.
Walk down! It's the big show.
Apparently, George wants to sing the Jarrah Show theme song.
Trivia question: when was the first time this theme was actually used?
You just said it before it went on the air.
I'm asking the viewers because we are live.
We are live on AfterBuzzTV.com
Like that
and
segue.
the YouTube AfterBuzz page. Of course, you can listen to us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Download it, subscribe, tell your friends, give us 5 stars, all that fun stuff, and let us talk about Tough Enough this evening. Welcome, everybody. I'm Christian Rosenberg. Follow me on Twitter at Will Rosenberg, Instagram at The Will Rosenberg. Joining me tonight, our usual panels here, the lovely lady to my left, at Christy Reports, Christy Olsen.
So sweet.
Oh, thank you.
I actually just show up every week to get your weekly compliment.
She's gone now.
And now she's gone.
Adios.
She's gone forever.
On the other side, in the Tony Romo jersey, he is the encyclopedia of sports entertainment, at G. Hermoza.
At G Hermosa, did anybody get the question answer yet? You
Well,
guys
the
get an
chat
air
roll's
5.
about a minute and a half behind.
Okay, well, let's jump forward in the
give him a
future.
sec.
Well, George Hermosa, say hello.
Hello. If anybody knows the answer, I know it. So, air 5 to you if you know it.
Surprise, surprise.
You're cockier than Patrick. Next to you,
I'll take that as a
he's
compliment.
back.
That's high praise.
He's back from his trip to Philly. At Steve Kaufmann.
What?
It's Steve Kaufmann.
Yeah, and speaking as a Philadelphian, there are a couple people from back home that would just be upset I'm sitting next to you, and while you're wearing that jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's true story. Me and a couple friends, once in the early days of Wikipedia, where you could let things stand for a while, re-edited Tony Romo's Wikipedia page for every instance of Romo to say homo.
That's fair.
Thanks for that. Well, let's talk about Tough Enough now instead of that, shall we?
Stuff.
Okay. Well, let's get into Tough Enough because, guys, I'm pissed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm just pissed.
I am too.
I'm
On or off?
off.
Okay, just checking.
That's the after show.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it, but there's been a lot of backlash on social media after this episode aired. A lot of people saying they are done with this show.
It's funny, I haven't checked social media at all, mostly because I have a crappy replacement phone because my last phone broke. So I don't have Twitter, I don't have Instagram, I don't have Facebook, but I did hear about
How
Mick
are you
Foley.
living your life right now?
Apparently good. Apparently my life doesn't revolve around social media, so I'm pretty good. I think I grew a little bit more hair, to be honest with you. But I already heard about Mick Foley being done with it.
Mick Foley said he officially taps out from Tough Enough. And we'll get into that at the end because he said things that I 1,000% agree with.
Really?
That's major.
And we will get with that. And by the way, weekly reviews in the chat roll says Cowboys suck.
Thank you, Weekly Reviews.
So
But we love their cheerleaders and their reality show.
You
that's
do.
right. They have a reality show too. It's probably coming on AfterBuzz TV. Yeah.
No, but I'm trying to get it started.
Did they know the answer to the question?
Not yet.
I reinstated the question,
keep
and I'm
you
currently
posted,
waiting for
Georgie.
an answer.
Oh,
And
wow.
we're waiting for an answer. Oh, I see July 31st, 2009.
Judges? No?
No?
He says
Okay,
no.
George says no. We'll get into it, but let's start off because we play the Jarrah Show music because the show starts off with Chris Jericho introducing tonight's special guest for Tough Enough, The Big Show. And The Big Show walks out in his freaking gear.
That was a surprise.
Like, it just seems so incredibly awkward for him to there's Jericho in just his shirt and scarf or whatever. Renee's in her dress. Daniel Bryan's dressed up. And, however he dresses up. And there's Big Show in his gear.
Nice shirt.
And then on top of that, Big Show is sweating.
Already.
All of this was just hysterical. It's like when you're playing a wrestling video game and there's that cutscene, but you had a creative wrestler and you forgot to change that you can change the cutscene attire.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you didn't. So he's just dressed how he dresses in the ring, and you just like, oh, I should really change Big Show's cutscene attire to something that isn't the same thing he wears in the ring. That's how I felt. Like this entire episode, and I don't think he really needed to be out so early.
The bigger picture is, it kind of makes him look foolish if he's ever not wearing wrestling gear on Raw or SmackDown.
Well, he came out on Sunday to get in the ring in like khakis and a polo.
I know, right?
So yeah, if he can deliver,
he's not getting the message somewhere.
if he can deliver a knockout punch in his regular everyday clothes, why can't he deliver chops without being in his gear?
Oh, Big Show.
But we digress, because we'll see more Big Show because he's standing there awkwardly the entire hour.
Pretty much.
Oh, Paul.
Oh, and he's not conspicuous at all.
No, not at all. So, the show starts after that, going back to the barracks after the last elimination, and all we generally hear is Patrick saying, "Guys, what's it like to be in the bottom 3?"
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's
not a very nice thing to say, but he's backed it up every week up to this point.
And it almost seems like it could have been a prompted comment from production or...
Really?
I think
There's something else.
Did you guys catch on to that too?
There's something else that I'll mention when we talk about the bottom theory. They were like, wow, I kind of think if it wasn't for this comment or this scene, if that wouldn't, but I'll talk about it later. I think you'll probably agree with me.
AJ Tucker says the first Jericho Show themes pay-per-view debut was SummerSlam
2009.
I didn't even say it before you said it.
But wouldn't that have been July, whatever, 2009? The date they said?
August 2009.
I don't know, but
someone else earlier did say that.
Someone got
You
it
gotta
right.
give 2 air 5s
because it was a mashup, but in this term it was an actual original theme that was recorded, not a mashup, but just a new song. And who did they face? Crime Time.
Crime Time's still waiting on
My
that
good
tag
buddy
team
Shed.
championship opportunity.
They're around.
So ZZ's trying to kind of talk with Patrick and be like, hey, with your personality, you're like a peanut butter sandwich, and you need a little jelly in there to soften things up.
Oh, I thought you were gonna cue it. It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Yeah, you probably would have to give him a heads up.
Let's try it again.
He has no idea what I was about to say.
I would have to watch the show.
That too.
To know.
That too.
That is the voice of our engineer.
First of all, I eat peanut butter sandwiches without jelly.
I don't.
I think they're perfectly fine.
I don't because I buy the jar that has peanut butter and jelly together.
So you're lazy.
Ooh, effective.
Kind of.
I have cookie butter from Trader Joe's. You don't need peanut butter.
Cookie butter is the best thing ever.
Isn't it?
It really is the best thing ever.
The crunchy time? Guys,
I don't know.
I
ate it by itself.
You guys.
I put it on bread.
So this week's theme is humility. In other words, helping people.
Right.
Avoid the ego.
Yes, and that's all ZZ was trying to do. He was trying to help Patrick prevent himself from sounding like a jerkwad, which he ended up
what?
doing anyway.
Is that a Minnesota
jerkwad.
term?
Well, I'm trying to. I kind of went on a rant about the B word on Total Divas, so I'm trying to watch my mouth.
Blasphemous.
Trying to keep it clean.
Blasphemous.
So we go to this crazy obstacle course. Like, this is an insane obstacle course.
It looks like fun.
It was like the size. I felt like it was the size of 3 football fields. You had logs, ropes, cargo nets, like tires, and
more ropes,
and lots more ropes, and more logs, and more tires, and then even more ropes. And it pretty much said, like, all right, tough enough contestants, you are going to try to beat cops. And Natalia is there.
Oh, yeah. Because Natalia's a cop now.
All of those things make sense.
Natalia's a cop now. You guys didn't hear?
She does lay down the law.
She does.
So they go through this, and now, again, this is the type of competition that how we saw at the beginning of the season. This is right up Tanner's alley. Mm-hmm. And he smokes the competition. Like, he finishes before any of the cops. Mm-hmm. And then there's everyone else. Georgia eventually gets there. She's the first one done for the women.
No surprise
But
there.
at first it looked like Sarah Lee was creaming the competition until the ropes.
The ropes destroyed everyone.
Which in everybody's defense, I can't do that. I've never been able to do that.
Oh, no.
But why weren't they even trying to use their legs?
Some people never did this in gym class, or never did this well enough.
Listen, if we did it in the podunk middle
class.
of nowhere in Minnesota, you should have done it in your big cities.
See, thankfully I took a couple of pole classes not too long ago, so now I know how to do it.
There you go.
Now.
Sexy.
Now I know, but yeah, I'm watching it. I'm like, come on, use your hips.
So everyone's really struggling on the ropes, including Patrick. Patrick is pretty much the last guy to fit, other than ZZ, who's like 3 football fields back. But Tanner, with the theme of this week's show, goes back down there and is trying to help Patrick and help the others, cheer him on, tell him what they need to do to get to the top of the rope. Being a really good guy, which is something we haven't seen in the last month.
Yeah.
And then we have Amanda and Chelsea. Chelsea, again, I personally am really rooting for her because she's the one with a wrestling background in the women's side. She's having trouble with the ropes. Fine, like we said, we all suck at those.
Yeah.
Amanda is just struggling, which she's done in most of the competitions. They're both trying to climb the rope. Chelsea gets to the top first, and then falls and very, very, very badly sprains her ankle.
Nasty fall.
Yeah. It did not look pretty. Thankfully, they did not replay it.
That is true.
It's not Raw.
No, it was not Raw. We did not
We're
have
not going to get a
7 replays
recap
of
6
it.
times. But we did also see Georgia trying to talk up the other ladies too. You know, there was a lot of talk last week about locker room mentality and all that.
We're going to talk about Georgia shortly,
I can't
because I'm officially off the Georgia train.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're officially off the midnight train to Georgia? With Georgia? About Georgia?
Just leave. Just go.
Hey, I'm with him. No, you stay.
Steve's gone. Steve's gone.
I dug it. That's a good reference. If you don't get it, then
I get it. I get it. I'm just saying no.
I was actually in New York City last week. There's not a midnight train to Georgia. It is 1:45.
I love that song.
There's nowhere near midnight. There's an 11:15 and a 1:45.
So back to the ankle. We find out that it's not broken, it's not fractured.
No, thank goodness.
and Tanner, being her knight in shining armor, is helping her, to the doctor.
He wants to get
see
some
more
ass.
of that, and I wanted to know more about what's going on with that.
'Cause you
and
love reality
whole thing.
shows.
Yes, and that's pretty much the focus of this show so far has been they're making a reality show. So I expected to see more of that.
But wasn't
there's
there
a
a
few more
kiss?
weeks.
Wasn't there a kiss
True.
between them?
Last week.
But I swear there was a different kiss I saw in the promos that weren't on the show.
I don't know.
Maybe it didn't show.
Maybe
might have been
a
the same
periscope kiss
It could have been a Periscope kiss. Everyone get on Periscope right now.
and just start kissing.
Just kiss it up. Just kiss it up.
So I haven't thought through the plan. Everyone get on Periscope. No, work
Just
on
leave.
a plan.
Just leave, Steve. Just
Sorry.
go. Just go.
Sorry, you go on vacation. You lose your.
So she's told by the doctor that she should stay off her ankle for up to a month. Naturally, she's not happy, and understandably so. She confides in Sarah
Poor choice.
to be like, hey, this is what they said. And meanwhile, Georgia and Amanda are pissed, just like, this is kind of my interpretation of the conversation that happened between Georgia and Amanda.
Ladies, I think we're about to get an injustice here.
I'm just getting in character. Hold on. Oh my God. Like, Chelsea's only been here for a week. We've been here since the beginning. Why is she closer friends to her than us? We've been with her since day one. And she's like spending so much more time with her. What about us? Like, what about us, Gigi? What about us?
And Becky, look at her butt. Thank you.
Thank you, studio audience. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, I think there are probably actually more oh my gods.
Yeah. There's only so much they can put through editing.
Right.
So they're pissed that she's friends with someone else that just got to the house. Who cares? I'm sorry, is this competition about making friends? Since when is a reality show competition about making friends?
I believe several of them have actually said, I'm not here to make friends, including the ladies.
It's necessary to have those.
Right.
But if I were in this reality competition, we wouldn't be talking about me because I'd be in a corner working out. And then be like, where's Steve?
Ooh.
Where's Steve? In a corner working out because he's in a reality show competition and he wants nothing to do. I would walk into the room and see that they're being catty and weird and go, you guys are being catty and weird. I'm going to go work out. That's how I would do Tough Enough.
Well, I mean, I guess I sort of they saw it as a betrayal, and I guess I thought, okay, I'll buy that a little bit. But you definitely didn't expect Sarah Lee to be buddy-buddy with them after what's all happened the last few weeks. Especially, they really tore her a new one last week on the live show and on Tough Talk. So, and we have to remember that Chelsea was around for the top 40 weeks ago. So it's not like they've never met before. Sarah and Chelsea. It's not like this is her new BFF. You know, she's known the girl for a while, and I mean, I can't believe I'm defending Sarah Lee, but
if you had the power to drop that mic in front of you, then you would. But it'd be expensive right now, so don't do that.
And painful for your tootsies.
Yeah, don't drop them on my feet. Tootsies means feet, people.
Tootsies, jerkwad. You guys are getting quite the vocab lesson today.
Yeah, the quiz will be at the end of the show. So before we get into the further escapades of the ladies, Patrick goes off on ZZ because the guys are sitting around like the kitchen bar and ZZ's sulking. And he's really got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Because he's upset. He's like, I don't understand why I can't get better. And Patrick, I don't know what just happened to my throat. I just choked on something because I'm like, Patrick said what we're all thinking. You're not doing anything to get better at it. You have all the character in the world. You have all the charisma in the world. But you're in worse shape than I am. And I'm in terrible shape. And I know this.
I want to see that officially. I want to see either you or ZZ go the obstacle course and see who is in a better shape.
No, I will.
I love it.
I will refuse to do the obstacle course because there's no way in hell I could do it.
I mean, it just depends on how you want to take it. I think a lot of people might be thinking it's Patrick doing that as, oh, he's just trying to motivate ZZ. I look at the quite opposite. I think it was completely trying to put ZZ down.
I think it was a combination of Patrick upset that he didn't win the challenge after all the trash he's been talking, and probably a decent level of producer meddling.
Yeah, because it did seem out of character, even though we've seen Patrick be a little bit cocky and stuff, not to ZZ. And, you know, I don't think that in this moment, ZZ, he wasn't being lazy or not wanting to do things. He was disheartened, and he was sad, and this was not what he needed to hear at this moment. Although I certainly understand Patrick's anger.
I do think there are ways to motivate guys and motivate people. I just don't think he went around about the right way.
Because this week's episode is about humility. That's the word of the day.
See how that worked out?
Oh, not the Pee Wee Herman style word of the day.
No. We all go nuts?
We all go nuts
No.
if someone says humility?
No,
Okay.
not quite.
I'd be up for that. That sounds like fun.
Pee-wee's Playhouse gave me nightmares when I was a kid. That's another story. Did you really have to scream in the mic just now?
Yeah.
Humility! Oh!
It's on Netflix.
I forgot.
You should all watch it. They remastered it like frame by frame. It's awesome.
So, Patrick goes nuts on ZZ, and ZZ's just sitting there taking it, and the other guys...
Is there anything else you want to say to me?
And the other guys are just looking at it just like, what just happened? Like, why are you mad? Why are you mad at ZZ? Everyone loves ZZ. And I love ZZ too. But he needs to start showing that he's going to freaking lose some weight and get in better ring shape. Because again, like I said, he has the character. If he can start moving around that ring, he has the potential to do something.
And to be fair, Patrick said something very telling, which is if I'm in the bottom 3 with you and I have to go home from this, that's complete BS. He said some paraphrase version of that.
Right.
That you're a joke in this. You're a joke to what this competition should be. But as we're learning, he's exactly like...
Because it's all about the WWE Universe voting, not necessarily who's going to be has the best future in wrestling. It's who the WWE Universe likes this week.
And if you put that out there, Patrick, exactly that is what's going to happen. I'm a firm believer in that.
I liked Patrick.
It happened because he said it was going to happen, and I wish he wouldn't have said that it would happen, so that it wouldn't have happened.
Although to be fair, ZZ did not get the majority of the vote. ZZ got 36% of the vote.
We're not there yet.
Sorry, nothing happened. Never. We're still...
I'm leading the show. We'll get there.
We're still in the kitchen. Sorry.
Yes, because now we have to talk about the fact that Chelsea tells Billy Gunn that she has to rest her ankle.
Yes.
And we get the Academy Award performance by Georgia.
Oh, God.
This is why I am done with her. There is no reason for her to even open her mouth in this situation, let alone pretend to feel sorry for your competition. We know you're not sorry for it. You were so much better as the bitchy boss character than I feel bad for you, Chelsea character.
I think Christy's about to
I'll
stick
tell
up
you.
for
Well,
Gigi.
I'll tell you.
What do you have to
I'll tell
say?
you what I think this was. And now Gigi is a nice girl, and she's been very positive, and she hasn't gone hard at the other ladies before. We've seen a lot of her for the last few weeks, and she hasn't done that. I think what happened in that room that day was that she called Chelsea out because that was what she wanted to do, but then she felt bad about it. I don't think, and I do think those were real tears, and I think she felt bad, but she didn't feel bad for Chelsea. She felt bad that she had said that, and she made Chelsea feel bad, and she was like, oh crap, I thought I was going to go for it and be the jerk, and now that I did it, now I feel bad about it, and now I wish it would just go away, and you know, I mean, it happens. It happens.
those were-
I think she was going to make a stand, and then she was like, oh, why did I do that? That was mean.
So you're the one.
You're the only one who thinks that.
I know. I read the tweets. As it was happening, I know.
I do want to say, I do think I have a better chance with Georgia now that everyone else hates her now. So I'm the one.
Georgia.
We still are we
Now another
Yeah, there's a lot of songs with Georgia.
Just go. Just
Sorry.
go. All right, there. Now he's gone.
Okay.
So, next challenge, kind of a humility-like challenge that involves trash talking. Go figure.
Why not?
Is a little wrestling sequence.
Yes.
Who'd have thunk it? They're learning how to wrestle on a wrestling reality show.
That's crazy. They should do more obstacle courses.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. Just obstacle courses. That will decide a good professional wrestler.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious at what point did Chelsea decide to sit out? Because when she saw the challenge, I'm thinking to myself,
They made her sit out.
No, they asked her if she wanted to sit
yeah,
out.
she said she'd rather sit out.
Because doctors told her to.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of curious if she sat out because it's something, not to say that she knows it all, but she trained with Lance Storm. I'm sure at some point in that school, she went over whatever it is that they did.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, should I risk more injury by doing something I'm kind of already familiar with, or just sit out?
Yeah, she didn't need that lesson.
Yeah. Not that she didn't, but I get what you're saying.
She made such a kind of a fuss later and on Tough Talk that she wanted to be in the ring, and I really bought that. And I guess even when it was playing out, I sort of read it differently as that they were kind of telling her that she had to stay out of the ring, but that's not the way that most people perceived it.
A doctor,
She sounded like she really wanted to get in there anyway and really do it.
Well, yeah, she was dressed to go in the ring, but if you're not going to be medically cleared, then you can't do it.
Especially nowadays with how WWE handles the policy is that even if somebody's got like a cut, it's like, oh, no, let's stop the match. Let's, just make sure everybody's safe. It seems like, as opposed to years ago where, oh, you have a cut, keep going. Oh, you broke your arm. Oh, if you don't wrestle, we're going to punish you. So I do feel nowadays it's, you have a hurt? No, we'd rather you take it off as opposed to how it was before.
That's why in all the training now they wear helmets.
Yeah.
They never
so
did that.
weird.
But it's to protect themselves. And I mean, it's
necessary,
smart
though.
to do.
because if you're gonna do the same stuff and it's still training, there's no need to risk a head injury to train. I like the helmets a lot.
I do agree. I do think that the doctors ultimately told her she can't do it.
I would rather they portrayed it to us that way.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it looked like it wasn't a WWE doctor. I would assume it would just be a WWE doctor and he'd have the ability to clear her or not clear her. But that's not how they presented it to us. She chose to sit out based on a doctor telling her to sit out.
So the drill was, lock up, shoulder tackle,
Body slam.
hop over, body slam, and in the midst of it, doing some trash talk. And they're kind of looking at, okay, the combination of doing the actual moves and what type of cockiness or trash talking you can do with it. And when it was all said and done, Mata won for the men, and Georgia once again won for the women. She's won like everything.
Can't deny that.
But Mata is skyrocketing up the charts.
Yeah.
Because this whole Pharaoh thing is working.
So perfect.
So we have an argument now after that.
This
Between
was
Amanda and
awesome.
Georgia.
Clap.
And Sarah. That's right. Sarah was in an argument. That's right. Sarah yelled. That's right. Sarah showed anger.
Said a bad word?
Yeah.
No way.
She then put herself in timeout.
I know.
Finally, we saw some fire from Sarah Lee, and I liked it. I have not been a fan just because of the wimpiness. I just don't have a lot of respect for but she finally wasn't.
Can you do that again?
She was like, "Screw you! You're being mean to me, and I don't like it." And I liked it.
Yeah.
Do that again.
No.
Do all that again.
The entire thing.
Because it sounds like Sarah Lee doesn't have words. She just goes,
That's what I hear. Just
I completely
afterwards,
agree
just
with
a
what you
lot of
said.
blah, blah.
We've been waiting for this from Sarah Lee. We're waiting for some type of attitude for her to come out. We finally got it. And all the guys are eating popcorn watching it, and you're just like, when did this show come on? They're all excited about it. Good for you, Sarah Lee. About damn time.
Yeah.
Then we go back, and Big Show is still there, still in his gear.
Yep. Still
Covered in sweat. How is he covered in sweat and Jericho wearing a freaking scarf is fine?
Hey. Climate control.
Is he just closer to the lights?
Yeah,
Is that what does it?
That is a legitimate point.
I think it's like a car where you can have climate control where the passenger side is one temperature and then the driver's side's another.
I still have a Toyota Tercel, so I wouldn't know about that.
There's the Big Show side, and he keeps it up. He just keeps it at 80. That's how Big Show likes it. Jericho is gyroscoping. And
Yes,
he
he
only
was
had 40
gyroscoping.
people watching. Did anybody else notice this?
I did
couldn't
not
tell.
notice that.
I saw 4, and there
that is
was
not
only
a
a
good
digit after it. There was
sign.
less than 50 people watching. I'm sure more. I'm sure he gets better replays.
Right, he had probably just gone live immediately for the shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
But still.
I mean,
So it's a little fun game that Big Show is playing for himself. He's chopping the crap out of the 5 guys.
Yes.
And I've been on the receiving end of many chops
Me too.
in my near 10 years.
I want to
In
get
the Bears.
chopped.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
hashtag creepy.
Are you ready?
She didn't say from you.
I didn't realize that you guys have all tried. I need to try to do these
I have a friend
things.
who's been learning how to do some chops.
News and gossip. And maybe we'll save that for news and gossip, yes?
Is it? I don't
You
know.
have something to announce? Yes.
I don't know. I don't
don't
really
think that-
much gossip.
Oh, I thought it was a big deal.
No.
Like a big, all right, well, tell everybody what's up.
What is it? I don't know. You're telling me. I mean,
Oh, maybe I...
What awkwardness just happened here?
I think
All right, we'll discuss it later, because maybe I'm wrong.
we're talking about Daria, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't she training with Brian Kendrick?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it's not
Maybe.
necessarily about chops, but I kind of deciphered what was happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's letting everyone know that she is, obviously
Continuing the journey.
Everything she says is legit.
Yeah.
It's not like a lot of these people are saying, "Oh, I'm going to continue the dream." No, she's training. She has put up a lot of pictures at Santino Brothers, which is where Brian Kendrick trains. She went to a Santino Brothers show / Brian Kendrick show on Friday. So she's not even just doing the WWE thing. She's really pursuing
Immersing herself in it.
Hey, there's wrestling Friday night. Oh, let me go. There's wrestling Saturday. Oh, I'm kind of curious about it. So
Didn't study it.
yeah, exactly.
Get to know more of it.
Yeah,
Which is great.
absolutely. So kudos to her. So yeah, she's gonna
Yay.
chop the bejesus out of you.
So Big Show is doing some chops, and he hurts Josh. He kills Patrick. Tanner no-sold it.
And then everyone else figured it was okay to no-sell it.
Well, then Mada no-sold it.
ZZ didn't know.
ZZ fell.
It's not so much selling or no selling. It's just like it really hurt.
Yeah.
ZZ's lungs stopped taking in air for about 6
ZZ
seconds.
did fall.
There's selling, there's no selling, and then there's dying. And that's what happened to ZZ. So that, I guess, was an activity to see how tough they were, if they can take a chop from the Big Show.
And
That's
to
why
make them takes their shirts off on
Yes.
live television.
Yes.
Which we hadn't seen yet.
Yeah. When are the women going to do that?
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, it is kind of a nice switch up
Can
to have the
Charlotte
men be
Fla-
objectified a little bit.
Can Charlotte
And we
Flair-
hadn't gotten to see all the goods yet,
Can Charlotte Flair be on next week? The same
To do the
same-
chops?
Same
Okay.
setup, but she's just gonna chop all the women.
I'm okay with that.
Can we do that?
I'm cool with that.
You get Charlotte Flair in front of more people. I'm
Game.
She's busy right now.
so's Paige. Paige can still make it down to Florida for Tough Enough.
True that.
Bottom 3. And this was a very unusual bottom 3. I don't think I was expecting any, well, maybe one of them. Bottom 3 is ZZ.
Daniel Bryan picked ZZ.
Daniel Bryan picked ZZ, so all of a sudden we're all just like, oh,
Yeah.
ZZ's going home. Because every person Daniel Bryan has chosen up to this point has been the one eliminated. Patrick, because Paige did not like his attitude. And Hogan chose Josh because Mata's crushing the competition. And hey, Josh, you're the other big man. Why are you not winning any of these things? Even though I like Josh, he's got a good look to him. I mean, so does Mata too.
But he doesn't put Chelsea in the bottom 3.
No, the person who was hurt
Yeah.
is not in the bottom 3. And how does she get medically cleared to wrestle?
Because they announced that she's medically cleared to wrestle.
She was told a month. All of a sudden, within 4 days, she's fine.
I think she went to a doctor, and then she went to a WWE doctor, a WWE doctor. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think she got clearance from another doctor.
I think they gave her the good stuff, and
I hate
pat on the back and get back out there, girl.
I hate speculating that reality shows aren't truly real, but a big part of me was thinking. So when I mentioned this to you guys, you're here for the first time. I want to know if you agree with me or not. While touching and sincere, completely irrelevant as far as the FaceTime that Josh had with his kid. So now it's like I'm kind of curious. Was the Josh thing being in the bottom 3 completely spontaneous? Because it's like, why is it there? You know what I mean?
George, I said the exact same thing once he got put in the bottom 3. I was like, oh, so that's what that segment
Yeah,
with
it's
this
like,
kid was
wow. Again,
before.
it was touching. It's always nice to see the interaction.
It's totally out of place.
Irrelevant. What does that have anything? If that Mata has a kid, we've seen that before in previous episodes, but why not on this episode? So it was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, it made me suspicious too.
Yeah. And then they turned the damn promo last chance to save yourself thing.
They did it back
to how it was.
Yeah.
Last week is like, finally you were listening to us. You did it before the voting, because solely us.
Yeah.
The voting then started after they pleaded their case. And then today we come back from the commercial when they've had 5 minutes to cast their vote. Now you got 15, 20 seconds to plead your case and vote and stop.
I disagree with somebody in chat. John Cena is a good wrestler.
Oh.
But go on.
That's
Okay.
most of the chat right now.
Don't feed the trolls.
Thank you, Mark. You fed them. So then we come back from the commercial, and then they ask about the saves. Again, the things that we've been saying are probably never going to get used. And Daniel Bryan and Paige both say, there are 2 people I want to save, but since I can only save one, I'm not going to use it. And Hogan says, nope, not saving anybody.
No, brother.
No, and I thought Hogan was considering saving Patrick. He sort of looked like he was praying for a second. I was like, okay, he's praying on it. It's coming.
Well, he
Hogan-
nominated
No. Hogan said, well, I thought if you were going to do a Page, I was going to do it, brother.
Yeah.
Here's
Hogan's. I know you were about to say how a couple weeks ago.
Here's my thing. Tough Talk. 2 weeks ago, they were talking about Beast in the East. And they asked who was up at 5:30 in the morning to watch Beast in the East. And it was only Patrick. And Hogan, 2 weeks ago, said, brother,
You don't have to do an impression. Just
no, brother, I'm going to do the impression, brother. Dude. If I could end this competition right now, brother, and just make you the winner, I could, brother. He said brother that many times.
He's got the red and the yellow.
I know, right?
it's like you are Hulk Hogan. But a couple
what
weeks
happened
ago.
to that?
And then last week, all he said to Patrick was, stop being such a smart brother. Brother, smart brother.
And then today he was sick of him.
And then today is, you just don't have it, brother. Gotta have humility, brother. Brother, dude, brother.
And the votes come in. Definitely the closest of the votes so far this season. Josh got 39% of the vote. ZZ got 36% of the vote. And with 25% of the vote, the odds-on favorite from the beginning, the only guy on the show, and up until Chelsea got joined, the only person on the show with wrestling experience is sent home. Which leads me to Mick Foley.
Yes.
Because Mick Foley then went on a social media tirade once this happened, as well as many other people.
He's still pissed about Daria.
Right. And Mick Foley pretty much said he's tapped out of Tough Enough. And what he said, I 1,000% agree with, because he talked about how Daria and Patrick, both because of their physical abilities, and especially Patrick being the wrestling background. When this show ends, you can put Patrick in NXT technically the following week because he's trained, he's ready. Obviously, you're going to start him from the bottom, maybe give him some little story in there, but he'll be there for a long time. But you're still using that momentum from the TV show onto it. Everyone else on this show, you got to give them between 6 months and a year away from TV to train, to learn how the hell to perform. In which case, all the momentum is gone from them. Everyone's going to forget who the hell they are. Ask Daniel Puder. Ask whoever the hell the guy won last season, because I don't remember his name.
Andy Levine.
Thank you. You don't remember them.
Historically, that's the problem with any Tough Enough winner, is that anyone who wins Tough Enough doesn't have enough wrestling experience to get into the ring within the 2 weeks it would take for everyone to forget about them. Patrick, I'm gonna get angry, and I don't want to. You won't like me when I'm angry.
Get angry.
No.
Get it. Do it.
No.
Do it.
I'm not gonna get angry, but I will say Patrick filled that role perfectly. And if they were smart, they would sign him to a developmental deal right now. Like, before he leaves the barracks, before he packs his bag.
But then you're going to just have him show up before the Tough Enough winner? That would make no sense.
I'm not saying put him on NXT, but I'm saying sign him so he doesn't go anywhere else. That said, he's 19. He's 19. He could just as easily work a year.
Do you guys think there was any maybe thought of, he's not portraying himself the best on the show the last week or two? People are starting to dislike him and think that he's cocky. And so maybe they thought, let's get this kid off this reality show so that it doesn't ruin him, because we think he will be a big WWE star.
Possibly.
Let's make sure we don't ruin it for him by showing too much of him in this reality TV sort of setting. And maybe they'll just grab him and snatch him up and start training him.
Possibly for me, I'm kind of encaptured in the whole reality show, not so much a wrestling show aspect of it. So I didn't like Patrick, to be honest with you. Yes, he's got the most physical ability, but as far as reality show, that character, I didn't like it. Yeah, he came across as too cocky.
But you acknowledge that he would do well with the wrestling.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
He was a giant a-hole this week because the theme of the episode was humility. So we're going to embellish the crap out of his cockiness.
To a point. And if anything, this shows he goes along with what a producer needs. That I don't know. I think there should be a paper in front of him right now.
I mean, there probably is. I don't know. It's also known that a lot of the guys or girls from Tough Enough usually do get signed.
Yeah.
Might not be the $250,000 guarantee that they get promised, but at least they or them to kind of put that humility in him and see how he does with it, as opposed to just, I'm going to put you on 3. I would have done the whole, hey, listen, you're coming across as such a jackass right now, then kind of educate him and then see what he does with it. But apparently it didn't go that way, obviously, because now he's gone.
Can we talk a little bit about ZZ?
What about ZZ?
Third week, he's been in the bottom 3 with no improvement. Because Sarah Lee was in the bottom 3 weeks running.
Yep.
But she's shown improvement, and she's probably... Because are they going to have final 2 women?
No, after 10 weeks, whoever's left, they're picking one guy and one girl. So if there's all 4 women are still left then you choose between the 4. If there are only 2 women, choose between the 2.
Yeah, then got it. I think Sarah Lee's moving forward to that final. And let's
get on our predictions then.
Oh, sorry.
Let's do some predictions.
It's time.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
Our top pick for the women has been gone for a few weeks now.
Yes.
Pretty much our top pick for the men is now gone.
Yep.
Who the hell are we picking? Steve, we'll start with you.
That is a fantastic question.
Mata, and I don't think he'll make the bottom 3 at all.
For the guys, you're picking Mata.
For the guys, I'm picking Mata.
And girls?
I think Amanda's going to shock us. I think she's been edited a certain way.
I think I think Amanda should have been eliminated like 3 weeks ago. I don't know why she's still there.
I think that's part of her journey. I think...
How much conversation do we spend about Amanda today?
I like Sarah Lee. I think
I remember the other day.
I think it's going to be Amanda, and I think next week Chelsea's going to go home. I also think if ZZ makes the bottom 3 again, one of the judges is going to ask to exchange their save for a just eliminate you, please. because they wanted to do that tonight. Like, both Paige and Daniel Bryan were like.
You think that's what the talk was about?
That's exactly what they were alluding to. I want to save 2 people here, but I can only save 1. And I guess you can't say. I guess you can only try to save 1 before the vote comes. But I think next week Chelsea's gonna go.
Okay. George.
I think Mata will be in the bottom 3, but I think he's going to get saved by Hogan because Hogan's had such a hard-on for him. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Like, the guy has been so insanely impressive since he had the Pharaoh thing coming out 2 weeks ago. Even last week, the kind of a similar on the mic. This week, it looked pretty good in the ring. So I actually do pick Mata as winning Tough Enough. As far as girls... I'm kind of over Sarah Lee. I do see Chelsea winning. I think the way she is going to be with her in-ring, I don't think they're going to put her in the bottom. Plus, she doesn't come across as that kind of ego that Patrick had for them to put her in the bottom. If she ever does, I have no problem changing my opinion because I can do that. I do think Amanda's gone next week. She kind of just falls, within the cushions. Like, she just kind of comes like...
So... We're opposite of each other. I think Amanda's going to win and Chelsea's going home next week. And then you're just...
Christy, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to agree with you all on Mata because it would just be silly to say anyone else at this point.
I think the top 2 are going to be Mata and Josh.
Okay, all right.
Really? Not Tanner?
Oh, I can only pick 2.
Oh, okay, but like...
Top 2.
Tanner wouldn't be the... Okay.
Well, we haven't
Tanner would go higher than Josh.
I think he'd be like 3rd. I think Josh has got too much effort. But Christy's talking.
It's okay.
Chelsea.
Well, no, I think you made a good point about Chelsea. We haven't seen a lot of her, but something that happened tonight that was really telling was that she said on Tough Talk, hey, I did talk to Sarah Lee about the betrayal, let's call it, and she didn't make a huge drama out of it. So while we haven't seen a lot of her, I do remember she was a fantastic wrestler last week. She's the only one with experience, and I think we've seen good attitude from her, good locker room mentality. That was a big thing last week, so I'm going to stick with Chelsea.
Real quick,
for the ladies, but I won't be surprised if Gigi's left too.
Speaking of Chelsea, I did like last week on Tough Talk that Daniel Bryan referenced her and the storyline where he came out and said, Chelsea, I don't like you. Okay, one time, and I like that he referenced it. And obviously, they had a big laugh, and I just like that they referenced it.
Well, I want to talk about something else that Daniel Bryan said after you made your prediction.
So my predictions right now, I'm saying Josh. I just think I love Mata, but I think Josh has the better look. And again, looking for people who are actually been really trying to do this in wrestling, I want Chelsea to win. Now, again, these are the 2 people I want to win. It's going to be ZZ and Sarah.
Yeah.
Although, I was a little surprised that ZZ didn't have more votes than Josh.
Yeah.
That really, really shocked me.
So much so that if somebody had wanted, like, if anyone had said, I'm going to save Patrick, ZZ would have went home. I just think it's the ZZ fans who are angry at Patrick. Yeah.
And that's what kind of split the vote.
A little bit, just like, I don't care. I don't care either one of them, just don't vote for Patrick. But what did you want to say about Daniel Bryan?
Well, Daniel Bryan actually acknowledged that the way this whole show works and the voting and everything is very backwards. He said something on Tough Talk, the tune of like, it's because of the way this all works and it's not good and it doesn't work. And he definitely said what we've all been saying live on the air as a judge of this show. So I just thought that was interesting, and I thought you guys would appreciate that.
I can't wait to watch Tough Talk now. Mostly because of The Miz, because The Miz is the highlight of Tough Talk at all times.
Yeah. And we will watch Tough Talk, and you can keep the conversation going with us. And of course, send me your questions because I will be talking with Patrick Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time, so noon Eastern time. You can tune in live on AfterBuzzTV.com for that.
And if you don't mind, I would like to make an announcement as well. If folks are joining us tomorrow anyway to listen to that, you will never guess who else is going to be here.
Tell them.
All Red Everything is cascading down on AfterBuzz TV, and Eva Marie will be here live in studio with me and Kaori and Paulina at noon Pacific time. You do not want to miss it. We have juicy questions for her, and she always dishes the dirt.
That's why you're wearing red.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah. And in the meantime,
I haven't done laundry in a really long time.
In the meantime, how can people reach out to you? Steve Kaufmann.
You can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That's KAUFMANN. I don't have any guests tomorrow, but
Slacker.
I am on
Vacationer.
I am on the Mr. Robot and the Suits after show tomorrow, and I have a Stump George, but we'll have to wait.
Foreshadow for next week.
Till next week when we come back. You can follow me at Twitter, on Instagram at ghermoza, GHERMOZA.
That's it.
Well, everybody, you can send me your questions for Eva Marie and any other thoughts you may have at Christy Reports, or please use hashtag ABTV Total Divas, and we will make sure we get those into her.
And you can follow me on Twitter and send me questions for Patrick at Ro Rosenberg on Twitter, Instagram at the Ro Rosenberg. And real quick, also, make sure you support our hashtag NX team, Mark Donica, The Hobo, and Kathy Kelly, because they are taking the road trip to New York for SummerSlam and for the NXT TakeOver. And if you go to shop.spreadshirt.com/soapboxcardtv, they've made NX Team merchandise, and it's going to help fund them for their trip. Buy some stuff because it's pretty cool, and it's going to help them give you lots of cool footage for AfterBuzz TV. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. For Steve Kaufmann, George Hermoza, Christy Olsen, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We'll see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz, see you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.